Okay, so hi, good evening. Welcome again to our third live Wellbeing at Home session. Hope you're all having a good week so far. Lovely to see you all here again, and some new faces, some faces from before as well. Thanks very much for those of you that took the time to send us your feedback about our session so far. It's been really encouraging and we're really happy that you're enjoying them, so thanks for that. Please keep the feedback coming, any ideas for future talks and experiences, so we know whether we're on the right track. It's encouraging for us to know that they're of benefit to you. We sent out the recording for Cornelius's meditation earlier today, so those of you who were there on Saturday can experience it again, and those of you that weren't present can watch it. It was great. We had really good feedback on that. So coming to tonight, we have a couple of very special guest facilitators for our live session. It's the fabulous Marina Efraimoglou, who is the founder of the fantastic Euphoria Retreat in Greece. And joining her is Mary Vandoru, who is the spiritual mentor of Euphoria and works alongside Marina to make sure Euphoria is authentic and heartfelt in its direction. So for me, that's a really important point, as there are loads of luxury hotels around the world, but the really special ones are those that have a purpose that is heartfelt. And their mission is really about helping the people that go there. And these two ladies embody that for me. They really are the real deal. So I'm really delighted to be working with them, but I'm even more delighted that they're here. So I've been lucky enough to visit the fantastic Euphoria Retreat. I've experienced it firsthand, and also the magic of these special women. Marina has loads of wisdom that's gained through her own challenges and transformational journey. And Mary has an incredible intuition and gives very gentle guidance. So these women are a gentle force to be reckoned with, and we're very lucky to have them here tonight to bring a little slice of Euphoria into our own homes. So I'm very grateful to both of you for being here. So before I hand over to them to go through the session, just the usual housekeeping notes, please. Please keep your microphones on mute so that we can keep the peace. And then when we get to the questions part, Marina's going to tell you about that. You can type your questions in the chat box, and then we'll deal with that now. So handing over, Marina.
Thank you, Stella. Thank you. Thanks for everybody being here. Actually, you were twice at Euphoria. The first time you were when it's still on bricks. And even then you could spot what Euphoria would become. So thank you for the support all this year, and thank you for joining us. So what are we going to talk today is, the whole talk will be around the 5 elements. The way we use the 5 elements, it is for those of us that have been already exposed to Chinese medicine, is a little bit different, because we use them more on the psycho-emotional side of it, how to help us transform. And also we bring in our Greek heritage, so we bring in the archetypes of the elements in order to help us understand and connect more with the energy of each element. So it's not just theoretical. This webinar tonight is based on the virtual retreat we're hosting, which is a 5-week virtual retreat with 2 webinars each time, and each week is devoted to one element. So in a way, we're trying to condense what we're doing during the 5 weeks. But of course, you can join us through our social media or through the Zoom platforms. So we decided today, in order to be more specific, assuming that most of you have not exposed to our Euphoria methods and to the 5 elements, the way we work with them, is to make it relevant to what we're going through, to make it relevant to the period, to the quarantine, to the COVID, to all this anxiety, fear, and unknowing, but also potential opportunity that this situation is facing us. So what we're going to do is we're going to go element through element. We're going to talk a little bit about this element, about each element. In the end of the talk, there will be, we will ask you a question, And there will be some time either for you to share or to ask us a question. And then we're going to move to the next question. And in the end, we're going to do a beautiful meditation with Mary. Mary has the most amazing voice. And she brings also a lot of spiritual power and energy with that voice. And that meditation is going to be, it's a guided meditation, it's a visualization. It's going to be up to 20 minutes. So this is the structure, but as Stella knows, we're quite fluid and we go with the energy. Although it's the internet, we still feel the energy of the group and we're here for you. So we start this, this journey through the element of water. I mean, the elements are related with the seasons. So water is related with the energy of the winter season. And what we lived during this time, the last 2 or 3 months, have very much to do with water. It started in the winter, now we are in the spring session, but most of what we experience is in a way water related. And it is water related both on the negative side, but also potentially on the positive side. What do I mean by that? Each element is related with the physical aspect that we won't have time to dwell on that. And we will talk more about the emotional aspect of the element and the spiritual power that each element carries. So what about water? Water is related with fear, is related with shock, and is related with the instinct to survive. And I don't need to go into details why all this period. These are emotions that were very, very, very high up in our daily routine, in our feeling, in how we interacted with the world. But on the same time,
it has also to do with the unknown.
Exactly.
And we are walking on an unknown path now because everything is different now.
Yeah, because water symbolizes the unknown, and it is the abyss. It is this big ocean that, you know, it is big and it's huge, and we don't know how to deal with that. So, but on the other side, we were able to experience some positive qualities that the water element can bring. So this is the ample space and time to replenish our energies. Water is related with the kidney energy, and kidney stores our vitality. It is our true potential is stored in our kidneys. So we had to time the rest. Rest is related with water. We had the time to daydream, to contemplate. All these are water qualities that for some of us, you know, we hadn't done that for quite a while, you know, to be able to rest, to wake up at the time we want, to stay in bed and dream, even if fear would creep in our dreams. So we had all this tranquility, which is an important frequency for water that balances fear. We had the tranquility and the peacefulness to work on ourselves. But what is even more important, and it is the message that we got when COVID hit in our lives, the message we got is that what is important for not only for the period we are going through now, but also for what is coming next, is to go deep inside of us, not being afraid to dwell deep inside, and be in touch with our true potential. True potential lies in the water, because it is the cells, the two cells that we got from the mother and the father, the inherited talents that lie in the water. So by having the opportunity to relax and recharge our batteries and have more time available and daydream and contemplate, some of us, and I hope a lot of you, had the opportunity to access a part of ourselves that we did not so much know, because, you know, we are not in our early 20s, most of us, but a part of ourselves that we did not pay so much attention, because all our life was around work or around family or around our social life, we did not have time to access that part of ourselves that lies hidden inside of us. You know, this is the true potential, the inherited talents and gifts that are part of our being, but maybe we did not pay so much attention. So this is the gift that this period can give us in relationship with the water. So now I want you to take a moment to contemplate during that period, and you in UK are still in quarantine. We in Greece, you know, this week is the first week of going out, you know, starting to relax the measures, but you are still in quarantine. And what was the thing that you learned about yourself? What were the things that you learned about what you like and you don't like? Were you able to to remember one of your childhood dreams, or to create another dream about your life in the future or in the coming months? We will take one moment for you to contemplate. And the reason we're doing that is, you know, so that it's not just a talk. For each, when we're talking about each element, you have the opportunity to interact with the energy of the element. So the energy of water asks you to think and to remember. Maybe it was something like really small. It doesn't have to be a big thing, but it is important for you now to remember it, because this will be your work moving forward. So you had this opportunity. What did you find out about yourself? And now is a time for you either to ask a question about what we talked about, or if you want to share on what we just discussed. And Stella is going to get your questions and be the conductor of the whole thing.
If someone wants to say something, to share?
I can share something that I've learned.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that
What is your name?
We don't see you, but...
Doretta? Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Doretta.
I think the one thing I learned is I've spent so many years running around thinking that, you know, I'm this sort of extrovert type of person. And what I actually remembered is that I'm not. I believe that I'm an extrovert for such a long time, and actually no, I enjoy the sort of seclusion and being on my own, and the introversy of the isolation and the time I take to myself for self-reflection, self-care, self-love. And I think I've forgotten that for a while. And I think I forgot who I sort of am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Exactly what you talked about is exactly what we're saying.
Exactly the lesson of the water element. Exactly that.
In a way, you came in touch with your water, because water people like seclusion. So, you know, water people can be alone, even if they can be without people, but they enjoy being alone. So please note down that quality, and we're going to talk later on how to work on
how
that.
to keep it, you know, afterwards.
Yeah, that will be great. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teresa also says she had forgotten how much nature means to her. So I think it's, again, when you stop and you realize what is important to you.
Yeah. So, I mean, and you guys, you still have the time, more time to do that. So while you're in quarantine, still remember. I mean, to note down things that you discover about yourself. It's not things that you never knew, but things that come, that resurface. That would be the right word.
Yeah.
Things that resurface in this period. And I said that we're going to talk a little bit about archetypes that can help us identify with the energy of the water. And here we can talk about Homer, the famous ancient Greek poet that wrote the Iliad and Odyssey. So Homer was blind, and you know, he had difficulties of seeing the world because he was blind, but he used that as an opportunity for him to develop the hearing and develop his imagination. So he devised these poems using his imagination. Imagination has to do a lot with water. And also through Homer, we get the link with our past. And I said inheritance is very important for the water, but it also gives us his wisdom, because the higher spiritual power of water is wisdom. So Homer is the guy that were able to survive. You know, he had a really difficult start of his life, but he was able to cultivate his imagination and brings us the wisdom through his poems. So, you know, discover the Homer inside of you.
Can I just say here, I just want to read out some of these comments because they all have a common theme. Walking by the local river has been of comfort and grounded me during the quarantine. These two next comments are interesting. To slow down and reconnect spiritually, from Shirley. And from Jeanette, I've learned that it's okay to slow down and I don't have to be on the go all the time. I think that's the big message. So many people have felt that we had so much pressure to run around and do everything. For me personally, just to share, I felt like it's okay to step back and create rather than succeed all the time. You know, like that normal pressure that everyone's under to succeed, but to step back and enjoy creation. So
enjoy creation and do something for the sake of creation, not just the sake of financial success or opportunity. Like, you know, for us,
maybe we are changing also our opinion about success, what success means exactly. Because if success does not make us happy, we have to be happy in our life. We deserve that. So we have to be us, our true self. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
So it's important to keep the things that we find out this period, keep them inside. And then we'll see how we can apply them into our life.
And this is the element of wood, air, according to the ancient Greeks, that help us get this, what we discovered about ourselves and develop it, move it forward. And wood has to do with the spring energy. Spring energy, what is spring? Spring is the little bud that is during the winter is on the bottom of the earth, and because it feels the warmth of the air, it starts moving upwards and becomes this beautiful tree. So it is in good time, it is in springtime that we have this ability to manifest our true potential. In water time, we access our true potential, we access our likes and dislikes and our dreams, but it is the good energy that helps us make a plan, helps us go in goal setting to manifest our true potential. So in what we have discovered during that time, like how much we love nature, how much it is okay to slow down, how perhaps, as Mary said, the definition of success, we're willing to change that now in spring, and this is coexisting with the time that we see nature. And I hear that you also in England are experiencing a beautiful spring, as we are also experiencing here in Greece. So what you learned about yourself can be incorporated into a flexible plan in your life. And I want to stress the word flexibility, because this is an important aspect of good element. The negative emotions which are associated with good is anger, is frustration, is the sense of injustice. And we talked about that we all experience fear and shock, but some of us felt that this is what is happening is unjust. And if especially we had people in our surrounding, you know, loved ones or people that we know that were affected health-wise or financial-wise, we sure felt that this is unjust, and we felt angry and frustrated. So we have to be flexible to move over, to open up, to develop our true potential with the spring energy, so that what we learned and what is our true potential can be manifested in a plan that can serve us the next day. And here, because many times when we talk about good energy and good archetypes, a lot of people talk about leadership and about success. But here it is again important to remember that maybe what we felt was success in pre-COVID area. Now it's different. Now success is having time for ourselves, is walking in nature, is finding a way to coexist with our true desires. So what we're asking you now to do is to, after you've been in touch with your desires or what you learn about yourself in water, how that can be incorporated into a plan for your life. And it's not that you're going to have the answer right away, but what we ask you is to reflect upon that, to find a way to create a goal setting based on what you learn about yourself. Like, for example, someone said that he or she discovered how it is important to connect with nature and how being next to the river is important to us. And, you know, and I think that most of us felt the need to connect with nature. For me, it was very, very important, my daily walks. I would go and walk 4 or 5 kilometers a day. I knew that I loved walking, but now it became part of my life. So the goal in a case like this is how you will incorporate being in touch with nature, how you will incorporate walking in nature. And you have to make a plan for that. Because if you just say, oh yes, I like walking in nature, I discover how much I miss nature. Yes, but when life is gonna go back to normal, and in a way, thank God, or I don't know how to put it, you know, we're gonna have time to adjust with that. What we learn, it has to become a part of our life. So please think of a moment of how you can start making a flexible plan that would incorporate the gifts that you find, or the truth that you find about yourself, who you really are, that we so much forgot that. And make a promise to yourself that you will think it over. The power of the wood element is the combination of the left and the right mind. The left mind is the analytical, the logical, and we need to strategize 1, 2, 3. While the right mind, the right hemisphere of our minds is the creative, is the intuitive. So bring these two minds together to work on a feasible plan, on a flexible plan that will incorporate who you discovered you are, or your desires. And here we can think of another quite famous, very famous ancient Greek archetype, Odysseus, Ulysses. Odysseus had to face tremendous difficulties both in conquering Troy. So he was the one that had the idea of creating the Trojan horse to overcome the resistance of the Trojans, but also he had to find ways to go back home. What do we mean by that? He had to find ways to go back to Ithaca, to who he really was. So he was punished by gods, but each time he had to think both with his left mind, logical mind, but also he used a lot his intuition in creating a plan to go back home, in creating a plan to be who he really was. So this is the energy that, is for some of us maybe helpful to finding the Ulysses, the Odysseus inside of you that will help you develop this quality of the wood element. And again, if anybody wants to share or have questions. Stella, do we have any questions here?
No questions here. No questions on this one. So, yeah, I mean, let's keep going. I think this one is more of a contemplation, thinking about what you find out about yourself and really thinking about how do I continue. Yeah, it's planning. It's planning. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not, it's not something that we are ready to answer in a couple of minutes.
Yes.
It is just planting the seed that you have to do that. And especially when the quarantine is ending. So when the quarantine is ending, and in a way we went through this phase, we have to find ways to incorporate what we found about ourselves,
And now we are moving to the next element, which is the fire element, and it is the element of summer. It is this wonderful power that increases everything. And here we find the completion. We find the connection with everything that there is around us, and also with the spirit. So we are connected with love, with joy of life. But here there are a lot of emotions, negative emotions, because every emotion that we have kept inside ourselves becomes fire. So if we have, let's say, fear, it can be panic. If we had anger and we couldn't express it, it can be rage. So people, are afraid a little bit of their fire if they are not the type of fire, because we want to have the control, of our feelings. So, but that does not leave us the space to live our life on the here and now. So fire is to be in the here and now, to be who we are, to say, I know who I am, I express myself, and that I connect with you, with others, with everybody, and with the spirit, with my talents, with my talented self. I know who I am. That's what fire is telling us. Here we have a lot of, we must use our willpower, which is related with our water, but here it is the time that we choose that I want this or that, and I'm acting upon my decision. That's fire. So it's the way I'm telling who I am, which is my identity, and I'm acting upon my identity. And I feel that I love myself, and that's why I'm acting like that. It's the connection with unconditional love here. So and joy, as I told you. So here we find ourselves with all our talents that are already developed, and we can show ourselves this way to others, and we have confidence to ourselves. That's fire. So here we have the archetype of Hercules when he was walking on his path, and he found in front of him two women, one very beautiful and very well dressed, and the other older and simpler, in a very much simpler dress. And they told him, "Come with me, both." And he chose the older woman, not the other one who was glowing, and but because those two women were referring to the good and the evil. So Hercules chose the good,
the path of the good,
the path of the good. That's what, well, in a way, what our fire is. We know who we are. We know what kind of values we have. We know how to show them, and we know also how to choose.
But also we're receiving the spirit.
We are connected with the higher power, with the spirit, and so this is the higher spirit of the five elements. That's fire. It's light. When we are talking about fire, we are talking about light. You understand? So now, and it has to do also with being with our loved ones. And I would like you to answer if you felt more connected, even if you are alone at home, with someone you found out which person you want more in your life to be with him. And so if you are feeling this connection, understand who you want to be together, with whom you want to be together.
And also, if you felt the sense, beside being connected with your loved ones, but you felt a sense of global unity, and because that would be also an important thing to incorporate moving forward. If you felt connected or disconnected with the whole world, it is also something that has to do with fire. And also, if you remember what things brought you joy during this time, because fire has to do with joy. So did you feel joy, and how were you able to access joy in an overall difficult situation? And again here, if anybody wants to ask a question or wants to share. Okay.
Okay, we can move
so
on.
We I see a question here.
Yeah, it says, I think for me, connecting with fire is a journey I started. Teresa says, can a person be fire sign but lacking in self-confidence? That's a good question.
Yes, it can be. It can be.
Sure.
For sure. Fire needs confidence. We can take confidence from our earth element. We can build it. It needs to build. It means that our fire is not complete in a way. That's why we are not confident. Confident enough, I think. Huh?
Fire is the star of the system. So as we know, the stars go through periods, you know, the movie stars or the performance stars go through periods that they feel very insecure. So if you're not able to fully access the here and the now of the power of the fire and be connected, then you do lack self-confidence. Because fire is very much an extrovert, so needs more than any other constitution, needs reassurance and needs to be the center of attention. It's like the fire. The fire has the energy of gathering us around. So this is what we truly want to do, but many times lack the opportunity or lack the energy or lack the confidence to be the fire, the star we can be.
Gosh, this is an interesting subject. We have lots of feedback on this. Some very good comments. Jane says clapping for the NHS on Thursday night. Over here we do a clap at 8 o'clock on Thursday for everyone who works in the front line. Made her feel connected to the country. I think, Marina, you talked about that unity, feeling unity globally in country and, you know, having that connection. I agree with you, Jane. I felt the same. Dorota asks, how can we connect with fire more strongly? There's some other interesting statements. Yes, I have been feeling very connected and empathetic to the world, but desperately lonely and isolating alone, finding it difficult. And
that is a very important observation.
Yeah.
And it's a feeling that is excuse me. That's a feeling that a lot of people felt, in a way connected, but alone. And in that case, you have to find the balance between being alone but not lonely. So you have to accept that you are alone, feeling connected globally, and you are not lonely. If we are able to make that distinction, then we will be more open to feel connected and not lonely. You know, alone does not mean lonely.
Water can give us this gift.
Yeah, it's a relationship, water, fire. Is
water and yeah.
But how do you feel? How do you, when you're alone? How can you feel not lonely? How do you do that?
First of all, you have, you know, your biggest company is yourself. So if you enjoy finding things about yourself, like we're saying, like Mary said, the water, if you enjoy finding things about yourself, things to discover, you know, when we travel, and we all like to travel, we like discovering things about other people, about other nations. When we turn inwards and we discover things about ourselves, then we're not alone. I mean, if we discover that, oh, I forgot I so much like to paint, and I remember that. That's something valuable that I discovered about myself, and then I'm not lonely. I'm alone, but not lonely. So turning the eyes inwards and having an internal dialogue, even if that sometimes is painful, it can be an exploration, you know, it can be another sense of freedom to explore yourself, even in confinement. So, and in that case, you can open your heart and feel connected with yourself, with everybody, and not alone, even if you're just in your apartment somewhere in, you know, that you cannot even move.
Yeah, there's Sophie says that she's discovered some friends have come through to connect better in the situations, and others who were close to her are finding it harder to connect in a mutually beneficial way. That's quite an interesting thing. I've heard this quite a bit from people, that they're kind of surprised or shocked about how other people are responding and affecting them.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's a way to, I mean, and we're gonna talk about that in the method, the things we keep and the things we leave. So we see, first of all, we understand that our friends may have other difficulties. You know, for example, if you're experiencing a difficult situation at home, not loving relationships, then you want to disappear. You don't want to be there for your friends. or other that needed so much more to be connected with others and to be of service of others. So, you know, we may rejudge our friendships.
Yeah.
And our understanding.
And our understanding of people.
Because it's also, it has to do with the understanding, how we understand and how we feel.
Michelle's comment, it resonates with me personally. I spent a lot of time thinking about what I do with my time and who she spends her time with, and realizes that she spreads herself really thinly, and is really thinking about now which bits of her life she wants to continue with. So like she's been running around and now she's stopped and said, what do I really want? So that's
yeah. And we can spend ourselves thinly in our relationships, like distributing our time in too many people, and then they're not so important. And then in the end, you feel that you just wanted to call 2 or 3 people, and these are the important people in your life. Yes, maybe the others who can exchange a comment in the social media, but not really take the time to connect, to call them onto a Zoom or whatever. So it is valuable information that going back to the wood element has to be part of our new plan. So, because what we do with the elements is, it doesn't only move clockwise, but we go back and we see, okay, we learned about people whom we can relate more, or who are more important to us, or how can I feel connected and alone, and we put a puzzle in our flexible plan to incorporate that feeling.
lovely.
Okay, so let's move to the earth element. And the earth element is about what we discovered about ourselves, how to practically put that into context of our everyday life. So it is earth is the mother energy, and gives us practical solutions of how to go about in an everyday life. So the more we incorporate our gifts and talents in a practical, ordinary way, the more our daily life becomes more pleasant and easy. The earth energy is about easiness. So you would have found everybody had to cook. You know, everybody started cooking much more. Everybody started cleaning their house much more. The more, so we incorporated that in our daily life, and we felt okay with that, and we were at ease of that. That means that we cultivated our earth energy. And we know that for the planet, that was a great healing. But as the planet heals, it gives us the opportunity to heal, and especially gives our earth element the opportunity to heal. Earth has to do with taking care, with nurturing ourselves, with nurturing others, with boundaries, with anxiety. It has to do with the digestive system. So earth was very, very, very relevant in that, in the time we went through. And I'm sure that almost everybody had to work on our earth element, which was rather ignored because the Western civilization talks so much more about fire, about goals, and about sensual pleasure, about wood and fire, but not so much about the qualities of being a mother figure. And when I'm saying being a mother figure, it can be literally or symbolically. We can be a mother figure to our neighbors. We can be a mother figure to friends. Or most importantly, we can be a mother figure for ourselves. So learning how to take care of ourselves was a very important lesson. And then, and for me personally, I was used at spending most of my time on Euphoria and being taken care of. Now I had to take care of myself, and I decided to take care of my food, to cook 5 times, to have a healthy plan. So we learned a lot about that. So again, reflect upon that, and I'm going to move a little bit faster now. Reflect about all the practical ways that you nourished yourself and you nourished your loved ones. Or if you felt that this was too much for you, please note that, because it means that maybe you need to work a little bit more on your earth element. And we are moving to the metal element, which is the fall season. It is the ending of the cycle. And in metal element, here we have to learn what works for us and what does not work. Because that works for us, that which we like, that's what we discover positively about ourselves. It is very important to incorporate. Metal is about incorporating what is of value and letting go of what is not of value. So, like someone said, spreading yourself too thin, this is something that you have to let go. And metal has to do, and the fall season has to do with grief and with melancholy, so sadness. So sometimes when you have to let go of something, you do feel that a part of you is dying. So it is okay. That's what I'm trying to say. It is okay to let yourself feel the sadness of, because what we are all mourning is that the way we lived, even if we did not like it so much, and we're now discovering that we didn't like it so much, is over. I mean, and spiritually,
something new is coming.
Yes. So we have to make way for the new thing that is coming. And the only thing that we can make way for the new thing that is coming is letting go of the past. Letting go of the past, not completely, but what did not serve us. So in a way, we are mourning the way we lived before, because most probably it's never going to be exactly the same.
And because again, it has to do with the unknown. Because we don't know, we are afraid of that. But there is something very valuable here in metal element, to find the valuable thing. That's very, very important. How to find what is valuable for us. And that is what we want to keep. So we don't have to give our thinking and feelings about what we lose, but to find out what is valuable and we want to keep it. That's more important. So then when I know what I want to keep and I know that it is valuable, it is easy for me to let go.
And then you don't feel
it is
sad.
Easier, and I don't feel any more sad.
And it's the same thing, feeling united and feeling alone. When you are discovering what is of value to you, even if you have to let go something that doesn't serve you, then you have the courage to move ahead, and you move from the idea from the feeling of sadness into feeling the higher providence. Why all this thing is happening. So you kind of connect in a not very logical way, but you kind of feel that there is a purpose for what's happening. And for me, this is the most important lesson of what we're going through, that there is a reason and there is a potential good to arise after that. Even if we don't know, I mean, I'm sure that nobody right now on earth can describe the next day, can say exactly how the world is going to look, exactly what we've learned. But in a way, if we tune in, we all know that something is ending and potentially something new and marvelous is coming our way. But we have to make space.
You know, each one of us don't know, but all
collectively
together,
we do.
Collectively we can do it. So if we connect all together, then we will find out the way we can move on. And that's the very important thing. We want to change in a way to be able to be the real self and be able to contribute into this new world.
And since we want to move to the meditation, Stella, if you want to open to a collective question, to something that you feel that, because I saw quite a few questions coming in.
Or maybe...
Or, you know, or maybe we do it after the meditation.
I think we move into the meditation, and then at the end,
Okay,
If anyone wants to stay on, and then we can address some of these comments and questions. Yeah. Because we can carry on, everybody, after the end of the meditation if you have time and you want to continue. But for those who want to, leave, then they can do that.
That's a better plan. Okay.
Okay. Now take a comfortable position. Feel free to change your position during the meditation and close your eyes. Focus your mind on your breathing and observe how you breathe in and how you breathe out. Just observe. Breathe in and expand. Breathe out and contract. Let the weight of your body sink deep down to the floor, to earth. Breathe in and expand. Make space inside your body. Breathe out and relax. Relax your nerves, your muscles. Let your thoughts move away. I'm asking you now to imagine that above your head you have a wonderful star, a shining star, a bright star, which sends its light only to you. And the light flows down, and when it reaches your head, it builds a spiral of light around your head and face, neck and throat, your whole body, from your shoulders and shoulder blades down to the fingers of your hands and the toes of your feet. And the wonderful light flows down below your feet and reaches your own sphere of earth and enters and reaches the center of the earth. At the same time, a wave of light from the center of the earth ascends towards you, and when it reaches your feet, it builds another spiral around your legs, torso, all your body, up to the top of your head, and then the light reaches your star. Those two spirals of light embraces you, caresses you, protects you. Build a sphere of light around your body and aura. It is your protective shield. It is this filter which allows only positive energy to come in and nothing negative. I'm asking you to focus your mind, your attention, exactly below the top of your head. And there you can see with your inner eyes a very bright shining light into a transparent sphere which lies between your right and left brain hemisphere. This light, so bright, is the combination of the light that comes from above your star and the light that comes from below your earth, your sphere of earth. When you breathe in, your sphere expands, and when you breathe out, your sphere contracts but becomes even brighter. The light into this sphere becomes at this very moment blue. It's like you are viewing a blue sapphire to the light. Make it with your imagination liquid and let it flow into your sphere. See the light and feel the power of water entering inside your ears towards your brain, and hear the sound of the water, the music of life, filling up your mind. Open your kidneys to your middle back and receive this wonderful light, which builds a spiral for each one of your kidneys and clears your kidneys. And remember, let go all the energy of your fear and receive with the blue light calmness, tranquility, and wisdom. Into this wonderful calming feeling, you can feel your inherited talents speaking to you. You can be in touch with them. You can connect with the dreams that you had when you were a little child. And let those dreams guide you, show you who you really, truly are, which gifts you've born with. Let the blue energy working, filling with the blue light into your kidneys, and focus your mind again into your own sphere between your right and left brain hemisphere. And you will see there with your inner eyes the light that was blue becoming green. It's like you are viewing an emerald to the light. In front of your inner eyes becomes liquid and flows. Let your eyes receive this light. Let your eyes clear your sight. At this present moment, you are clearing your sight and you can see very far away. You can see the plan of your life, the divine plan, and the plan that is yours from your desires. Let this energy, this emerald green energy, take your inherited talents and make them develop. And the emerald green light enters also inside your liver, to the right side of your body, underneath your rib cage. Spread the light there. See how transparent and beautifully moves. And feel the power of growth growing inside your body, inside your mind, inside your heart. Let your talents develop. Let go of your anger, your frustration, and receive flexibility into your mind, into your body, so you can move on. Let the emerald green light moving, flowing inside your liver and come back into your sphere of light between your right and left brain hemisphere. And now you can see the light in front of your inner eyes becoming ruby red. It's like again you are viewing a wonderful, precious ruby to the light. Make it liquid and let it flow. Let it flow into your sphere of light there, between your right and left brain hemisphere. Let it flow into your heart. Spread the light into your heart and open your heart to love, to joy, to connection, to understanding, to enthusiasm and passion for life. Feel that you are loving yourself at this present moment. Embrace yourself with love, your whole self. Open your heart, open your arteries and veins, and let love and joy travel the whole circulation, blood circulation into your body, bringing love and joy to every organ of your body. You are who you are, and you love who you are. You are the first one who gives love to yourself. And then love moves also from others towards you. I'm asking you again to let the ruby red energy flowing into your heart and focus again your mind into your sphere of light between your right and left brain hemisphere. And now you're going to see this wonderful golden yellow light flowing there. It's like you are viewing a yellow golden diamond to the light. Make it liquid and let it flow. It's like you're receiving the power of sun inside your body. And this power also enters inside your pancreas and spleen to the left side of your body, underneath your rib cage. Spread this wonderful light there and feel that you are connected with your practical skills, with your practical mind, that you are connected with your family members, your loved ones, with yourself, and feel the power of confidence, the power of trusting life, trusting Mother Earth, trusting yourself. Increasing. Let go of worries, blames, let go of shame and guilt. Receive comfort, easiness. Receive the power of enough as plenty. And be comfort in that. Be connected with Mother Earth. Trust her that she is taking care of us. At this present moment, Mother Earth is healing
The waters are clearer, the air, the atmosphere is clearer, and all the spaces are multiplying. And as humans, we can receive this healing energy again into our mind, so we can change beliefs, into our heart, so we can open to love and joy, and into our body to experience new experience of easy life, combined our spirit, our body, and our emotions together. Honor. Let the golden yellow light flow into your pancreas and spleen, and focus for the last time your mind into your sphere of light between your right and left brain hemisphere. And you are viewing at this present moment the white light, this wonderful white light of purification. This purity is entering inside your body, inside your nose, through your nostrils, and your windpipe is entering inside your lungs. Let go the energy of sadness, grief. Let go melancholy and loneliness, and to receive the courage to be with yourself and to feel that you are the best person according to your values, and you deserve love and joy and happiness. You deserve wisdom. You deserve kindness and generosity. You deserve connection with love. Feel this power entering inside your body. Feel that you are breathing this light. You are breathing it through your nose and nostrils, but also through your skin. So the whole body of yours is now into the white light. And deep inside you, you know who you are, where you are coming from, where you are going. We all know, and we are connected, and we are moving all together, keeping this precious, valuable thing that is unique for each one of us, but all together we can form a new world. Let all the colors, all the wonderful lights of the 5 elements move and flow inside your body. Let them give you their gifts. Stay for a while and feel this connection. And now, quietly come back into the room where you are on your chair. Feel your body, ground yourself down to earth. Quietly take a deep breath. Move quietly your fingers and toes. Take again a deep breath and stretch a little bit, like you are at this present moment awakening from a deep sleep, and peacefully and quietly, when you are ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you.
Mary, that was wonderful. Thank you. Totally blissed out in another realm. I had to bring myself back here. I hope everybody else enjoyed it. Yeah, I hope everyone else loved it too.
I must say something. The energy of you all was wonderful. I can tell you, it was wonderful. It was very helping. It was helping me to offer you what I received. So thank you.
I'm very proud of our Wellbeing Escapes tribe. We attract beautiful people here, so I'm pleased you could feel that as well with this group. They're really a lovely bunch of people. Just there's lots of great comments thanking oh, look at this one from Shirley. Shirley kept seeing an eagle, she said. What does that mean?
Eagle has to do with fire. It has to do with, yes, it has to do with a connection with our, purpose. It can be her guide. It can guide her.
Mary has a special connection with the eagle.
I have also a special connection with an eagle. It's a very, very powerful guider.
There was comments here. People had to go, but we'll follow up with recording, and also some people asking how do they join the retreat that you're doing online every week. Every week, the Euphoria team, Marina and Mary, concentrate on an element, and they delve deep into that element. So we'll share it with the recording in a day or two. We'll send that out, and then instructions on how to join that. There was a question here from Dee. Hi Dee. When you are water, how do you conquer the fear so it doesn't consume you? And how do you ground and gain more strength? So that's quite an interesting question.
Actually, you cannot conquer your fear. Fear is part of human existence. You just move through your fear and use higher frequencies like tranquility, patience, calmness when you are faced with fear. So you have to have the patience to be with your fear. And then if you do that, then you can move into a peaceful sense and slowly open up to wisdom. So you don't conquer your fear, you just stay with it and have the patience to be.
Claire says she was supposed to be at Euphoria this week. Claire,
oh my God.
Claire will get you back there soon, as soon as we can. Yeah. And then you can go, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, lots of lovely other comments. So Lily needs this every evening, so we'll send you the recording. You can play Mary every evening there. You can just get to that bit.
Some, even my nieces and nephews, sometimes they, we have recorded Mary's voice, and when they have problems sleeping, they sleep with her voice. So.
Yes. I can see why. It's wonderful. So thank you again, beautiful ladies, for being with us. Thank you, Wellbeing Escapes tribe, as I call you, people who've taken time to join us. Thank you for being here, and we'll follow up. We'll send out some instructions tomorrow. We have another session on Saturday, so we'll send out some more details on that tomorrow. Marina and Mary,
thank you.
Thank you for everything. Stay safe, and see everyone soon. Take care. Bye bye.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.